Hi everyone, my name is Queenie. Thank you so much for joining me and Abby in this slow, strong flow. All you'll need for practice today is your mat. If you have any blocks or blankets you want to use for cushioning or making your arms a little longer in certain poses, be my guest, grab them. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position. So relax your shoulders, have your spine nice and tall, palms can rest on your knees or your thighs. You can also dangle your arms by your side. Close your eyes. And bring your attention to your breath. And as always, your breath will still be the guide to your practice. We'll bridge that connection between your mind and your body. Doing your best to keep this steady rhythm flowing. We'll start our practice with a sound of Om. Connect your palms together in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in. Om. Bow your head. Open your eyes with a few blinks. Release your palms. Place your hands forward. Come into a tabletop position. Sit up to have your palms shoulder width, fingers pointing forward, toes are tucked. Make sure your neck doesn't disappear in your shoulders. Pull your shoulders away from the ears. Have your spine neutral, so not allowing your belly to dip too much or pushing your spine too far up towards the ceiling. Nice natural curve in your low back. Go ahead and press into your knuckles and your fingers, drawing your navel in, keeping your core strong. I want you to just float the knees off the mat. So just about an inch or so. Hug your elbows inwards. Lengthen your neck, feel your crown reach forward. Press firmly into the toes, into your knuckles, into your fingers. Good. Taking another deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your knees gently come down. Untuck your toes. Allow the hips to slowly melt. Coming into your child's pose. Soften the chest. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And sigh it out. As you inhale again, you're just going to lift the head, walk the hands forward, but stay on your elbows this time. Coming back to a tabletop-like shape, so your hips are over your knees, and with your forearms on the mat, your shoulders are over the elbows. So don't have your arm too far back or too far forward. Shoulders away from the ears, as always, toes tucked. Good. So from here, we're going to press into the hands. And I want you to lift your forearms just a tiny bit off the mat. So not too high. Your elbows are still pretty bent. Hug the belly in. Tuck the toes. Lift your knees just a tiny inch off the mat. Shoulders away from the ears. Your neck is long. There's no tension there. All the strength here is coming from shoulders and your arms, your core, as well as your legs. Go ahead and take another deep breath in. Try to relax your face. Long breath out. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower your knees. Release, melting the hips back. Slide your hips towards the heels. You can connect your palms. Place your thumbs towards the back of your neck. Walk the elbows forward. Breathe here. Releasing your palms. Lift the head up. Good. Hands shoulder width. Tuck your toes. Begin to lift the knees up. Come into your downward facing dog. In your down dog, feel free to add a little bit of movement. Pedal your heels. Allow your hips to move from side to side. You can turn your head. Feeling out your down dog. Using your down dog as a benchmark pose for your practice. Every time coming back to this pose, you instantly reconnect with your breath, with your body. Next time you breathe in, nice and slow, you're going to round your spine as you come forward to a plank position. And as you exhale, send the hips back up to your downward facing dog. Move slower than normal if you can, breathing in, rounding your upper back. And then breathing out, pushing your hips back up towards the ceiling. 2 more here, slower than before if you can, breathing in, breathing out. One more inhale, feeling the strength here in your arms, your legs, your core as you transition really slowly. Exhale, send the hips back up. This time, breathe in again, come to plank. I'm going to count down from 10 to lower, so you're welcome to bring the knees down. I want you to breathe in. Exhale, 10, squeeze the elbows in. 9, 8, 7, 6, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower gently. Untuck your toes, press your tops of the feet down, draw your shoulders back. Inhale, lift your heart. And then as you exhale, gently come back down. Just 2 more. Breathe in, engage the back, draw your shoulders back, lift your heart forward. Exhale, releasing. And as always, try not to use the palms too much. 1 more time, breathe in. And breathe out, release. Tuck your toes, you're gonna hug the elbows in. Use your knees if you need. I'm gonna count down from 5. I'm gonna lift back up from the count of 5. So let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the arms, lift the sit bones up, come back to your downward facing dog, relaxing the neck. And slowly, let's walk the feet towards the top of the mat. Once your feet are at the very top, they can be together or hip width apart. Add a slight bend to the knees if you need. Inhale to a halfway lift, back strong, heart pulls forward. And as you exhale, fold. Press into your feet. You're going to inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, release your arms by your side. Again, we'll breathe in, reach the arms. Exhale, hinge from the hips, full forward. Breathe in to a halfway lift. And as you exhale, place your hands down. We'll slowly walk the feet back. Come to your plank pose. From your plank, take a deep breath in. Exhale, slow to your chaturanga. Use your knees if you need. Good. Breathe in, tops of the feet on the mat. Draw your shoulders back. Lift your heart. Come to upward dog or cobra. Transition a little slower when you exhale. Pull the hips up. Roll over the toes. Come back to your downward facing dog. And breathe here. So learning to transition a little slower so we feel every moment between the poses, not just trying to rush from point A to point B. Now next time you inhale, start to look forward. Exhale, bend the knees. You can walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Once you are there, inhale, halfway lift, engage the back. Exhale, fold forward. Lift all the way up, breathe and stretch. And release your arms by your side. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hinge from the hips, start to fold. Breathing into a halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands down. Walk, step, or hop your feet back. Find your plank pose. Breathe in here. Exhale slowly to your chaturanga. Breathe in, up dog or cobra. And breathe out, downward facing dog. If you can, try to move slower than me, slower than this video. Allow the breath to flow and your mind to stay with the breath, stay with what's happening on the mat here. So next time that you breathe in, start to look forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, back strong. And exhale, fold forward. Lift all the way up, breathe in, stretch tall. Breathe out, release your arms by your side again. I'd have your feet together. Let's find chair pose, bend your knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, start to fold forward. We'll come back to chair, bend the knees, lift the arms. And sit a little lower into your chair. Squeeze your thighs. Engaging your quads, your inner thighs, pulling your hip creases back a little. Draw the lower abdomen in. Take another inhale. And then exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, set your palms down. Step, hop, or walk your feet back. Plank pose, breathe in. Exhale, lower with control. Use your knees if you need. Breathe in, up dog or cobra. And as you exhale, lift from your core, send the hips up, roll over the toes. And again, slowly coming back to your downward facing dog. Now when you inhale, I want you to float your right leg up. And take it slow as you breathe out. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. Point the right toes. Push the knee into the elbow. Breathe in. As you exhale, slide the right knee down. Inhale, pull it back up. Exhale, slide it down. Breathe in, puff your spine up. And then send the right leg back up towards the ceiling. Step the right foot forward. Bring it between your hands. That front knee stays bent. Nice and slow. Engaging the whole body as you slowly lift up into your high lunge. Right, press that back heel towards the space behind you. Draw the right hip crease in. Front ribs pull in a little bit more. Go ahead. Keeping both legs strong. Inhale, reach the arms a little higher. And as you exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, elbows pull back. Try to lift your heart up. Allow the hips to melt a little bit more, but keeping the legs strong. Don't just sink into your hips. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands to the hips. Breathe in, elbows pull back, chest lifts up. Legs stay strong. Exhale, lean forward nice and slowly. As you lean forward, keep your head reaching towards the front. Left heel push back, right knee forward. Arms can reach back as well. Strong body, strong back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands down onto the mat. Push your hips back. This is where you can bring your palms onto the blocks. Pull your right thigh bone into the hip socket. Lengthen your chest forward. Breathe. So feel like you're dragging your right heel back by pulling the right thigh bone all the way into the hip. Try to push your left heel straight back, so you might get a little bit of a stretch in your left calf, left ankle. Breathe. Next time you inhale, bend your right knee. Left hand will stay. Let's lift the right arm up. Come to a twist. Good. Turning your chest, keeping your hips a little bit lower, at least at the height of your right knee. Don't let your hips stick up. Turn your chest, push your left heel back. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, we'll release the right hand down. Let's step the right foot all the way back. Come to plank pose. Breathe in. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Build your strength here by not dropping your body. Inhale, come to your up dog or cobra. Shoulders pull back. Exhale, lift the hips up. Roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And sigh it up. And breathe in, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, fold. Let's lift all the way up. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, release your arms by your side. Legs are together, it's fine. Chair pose again. Inhale, arms reach up. And when you exhale, place your palms in a prayer. Sit a little lower. So I want you to stay a little lower in the hips. Try not to pop the hips up. Drawing the hip creases back. Lower belly pulls in. Palms press together. Let's squeeze the left heel in. Alright, so hinging from that right hip. Bring your left knee slightly further back so it's behind your right knee. Squeeze your thighs together. Alright, take an inhale. And as you exhale, slide your left knee downwards towards the ankle. And then inhale, push into the right heel. Bring the left knee back up. Just one more time. Slide the left knee down. Slowly pull it up. Then, keeping the right leg, you're just lifting the left leg back. Good, so right knee stays bent. Don't pop it up. Don't straighten the leg all the way. Push into your palms. Take another inhale. Watching your balance. And as you exhale, lower your left foot all the way back. We'll bring the left knee down. Walk the right foot forward a little bit. Come into your half split. If you're ready to go a little further, you can bring the foot a little further away from you. Maybe, if the body is ready, coming towards your full splits. We didn't do a whole lot for hamstrings or the left hip yet, so don't force your body into this pose. If it's not quite there, you need a few more breaths in your half split. Breathe. And once we take another inhale, I want you to start to release your pose. Lift the back knee. Bring your back heel down. We're going to open up into Warrior Two. Reaching your arms wide, looking at your right index finger, right thigh parallel to the floor. Press your left heel back. Arms reach. Strong shoulders. Slight tuck to your tailbone, or just at least engaging the lower belly. Good. Breathe. Beautiful. Notice what your mind does, where it goes when you're holding these poses here. Next time you inhale, straighten the right leg. You can walk the back foot in a little. Come into your triangle. Send your hips back. Reach your right arm forward. Bring your right hand down. Lift your left arm up. Try not to rest the weight into your right arm. You're maintaining the shape of this pose using strength of your hips, your side core, your legs. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, use your core nice and slow. You're going to pull yourself all the way back up. Left toes turned out. Bend the left knee. Super slow. Start to let your hips sink. You can start to lift your right toes and your right toe mound. Good. And maybe hands can come down to the mat. Hands can be in prayer. Try not to sink too low. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the hips strong. Arms can reach wide. You can also bind the left leg. Breathe. Try to lift the hips just a tiny bit, even with your bind. So again, you're not just sinking and getting heavier and heavier. In fact, you just want to feel like you're pressing more into the heels, getting warmer rather than just sinking and getting heavier. Good. Last 2 breaths. One more breath. Take your time. Release your hands. Push into the palms. Lift the hips up. Let's shake out the legs. All right, so turn your feet so that your feet are now parallel, pointing straight to the side of your mat. And then from here, hands can walk in line towards the feet. Maybe you line up your fingers with your toes. And then sit bones lifting up. You're welcome to bend your knees. Your head can come downwards. It may not touch the mat. Breathe here. So what you can do is keep your hands, push your hands into the mat and try to help lift the butt up a little higher, even if your head doesn't touch the mat. If your head is on the mat, you can start to reach your arms back. Drawing the belly in. If you prefer to float the legs up, you can keep your arms in regular tripod, or arms can be straight as you lift up. Make sure you're doing so without jumping the legs. If you feel comfortable here, or maybe you're moving it towards the wall. If you're newer to a headstand, perhaps it's best to skip it for now if you need a spotter or you're unsure how to lift up. But if you do, you don't want to jump into the pose, you want to hop into the pose. Good. Take another full breath here. If the legs are lifted on the exhale, you will slowly bring the legs down. Remember, the slower the better. So if you're finding that you're dropping your feet, this is where you might want to spend a little more time to control the lowering of the legs. Hands press into the mat, lift the head up partially. And then from here, we'll walk the hands to the right foot, bending the right knee. Left palm stays on the mat, right arm will lift up. Twists. First option, stay in your twists. If you're moving into any of the other transitions, I need you to move really slow. So right foot, walking back. Side plank with the support of the right foot, or it's slowly, you can lift it, but no rush, and sending the right leg all the way back, or all the way behind you as you come into your wild thing. Breathe. Forget trying to get to the pose as soon as you can. Enjoy the transition between the poses. And then from here, equally slow, I need you to come back to a plank pose. So wherever you may be, either stepping the right foot back or bring the right foot back on the mat. Plank pose, breathe in. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, lift the hips up, roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it up. And grounding into your hands, your knuckles. Take another deep breath and let it go. We'll sweep the left leg up when we breathe in. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Point the left toes. Take an inhale. Exhale, let your left knee slide down slowly towards the wrist. Breathe in, puff your spine up, draw the left knee back up. Again, slide it down slowly. Pull it up. One more time, slide it down. Slowly pull it up. And then send your left leg back up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale, step the left foot right between the hands. Good. So bending the front knee, pushing your right heel back. Take it slow, grounding into the foot. Inhale, begin to lift the arms. Good. Reaching the arms up. Front ribs pulled in a little. Hips can sink just a touch. Push your right heel back, but thigh bones are strongly pulling in, hugging in towards the center line of the body. Arms reach up, breathe in. Exhale, bend your elbows. Cactus the arms. Elbows pull back when you breathe in next. Puff your chest up. You can let the hips come a little lower, making sure that you're still keeping the legs strong. Good. Breathe. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Start to hinge forward, keeping the legs strong. So once again, we're moving slow. There's no rush. Good. Squaring the hips. Breathe. Take another inhale. Arms can reach back as you exhale. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep that left knee bent. Pressing into the left heel. Pulling the left hip in. Right foot pushing back. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, release your hands slowly. Push your hips back. Let the left leg begin to straighten. These poses are not easy to hold and to transition so slow. It takes a lot of control. So notice when you start to rush. Breathe. One more breath in. And one more breath out. Next time you breathe in, start to bend your left knee again. Place your palms down. We'll step the left foot back. Come to your plank pose. Hold it for an inhale. Exhale, lower slowly. Inhale to an up dog or cobra. Shoulders draw back. Open your chest. Exhale, send the hips up. Roll over the toes. And come back to your downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Sighing it out. Ground into your hands. Look forward when you breathe in. Exhale, bend your knees. Walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, fold. Lift all the way up. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, release your arms. Legs are together. We're going to find chair pose. Bend your knees. Breathe in. Exhale, slowly bring your hands into prayer. Sit a little lower. Good. So hinging from the hips, pushing your sit bones back a little. Squeeze your thighs. Press your palms together. Left foot will stay. Right heel squeezes up towards the bum. You can point the right toes. Keeping your left hip from jutting out, hugging it in. And then just bringing the right knee slightly further back. Bring it behind your left knee. Good. I want you to breathe in. And then exhale slowly. Slide down towards the ankle. Push back up as you inhale. Just one more. Slide down really slow. Push back up. Don't straighten the left leg, but start to extend your right leg back. Good. Press into your palms. Might be a little wobbly here, that's okay. I need you to take another inhale. And as you exhale, place your right toes down at the back of the mat. Bring your hands down slowly, lower your right knee down. You can walk the left foot forward a touch, so to straighten the left leg. Breathe. Left leg can go a little further if you like. Breathe into your pose. It's always an indicator if your breath is short and shallow or you're unable to breathe because you're so uncomfortable. So you might be moving past your edge. Last breath here. Take your time. As you release, you're bringing your left foot in a bit, lifting your back knee, bringing your right heel down. So we're going to open up to Warrior Two. Left arm forward, right arm back. And make sure your stance is wide enough, keeping that front knee bent, so sticking your butt back, more of a neutral lower back. Arms reaching, looking at your left index finger. Arms are strong, bend that front knee, but push into your right foot. Make sure the outer edge of your right foot is not lifted. You're grounding from there, from the pinky side of your foot. Breathe here. And again, once again, noticing what the mind does as you're staying in this pose. One more breath. As you inhale next, so just slowly straighten the left leg. You can walk the right foot in a touch. Send the hips back. Reach your left arm forward. Left hand can come down. Right arm lifts up. You can look up to the right hand, providing the left hand is not super heavy. You're not sinking into the left side. And breathe. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Pull yourself up nice and slow. And turn your right toes out to the right side. Bend the right knee. And just as slow as before, we're going to sink down towards the hips without dropping. Just going to turn around. Hands can stay on the mat. They can be in prayer. You can reach the arms. You can bind the right leg. And breathe here. Keeping your left leg strong so you're not just, again, sinking into your hips. Still engaging your quad, flexing your toes. Weight is more in the heels, especially your right heel, rather than just your hips. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Releasing the hands if they are not on the mat. Send the hips up. Shake out the legs slowly. Once again, we're going to find our forward fold. So the second round, you're welcome to bring the shoulders into this pose as well, interlacing the hands. You can hold the back of your legs or your ankles. You can come back into your tripod. If you have forearm stand, you can bring forearms down, lifting the hips from here, trying to lift maybe from wide legs. If you have a handstand practice, you can come into that as well. Remember, you're only able to use hops and jumps if your head is not on the mat. If you want to prep your handstand, hands are shoulder width apart, fingers point forward. Think about lifting your butt, lifting your core up so you're on tippy toes. You might just maintain your pose here. You don't have to even lift your feet up. Notice I'm on like tippy toes. I'm not just on the ball of my foot. You're trying to lift from your core, your butt, your hips, your arms, push the ground away. You can also practice little hops. We're here for just a few more breaths. Try to keep your hops slow as well. So instead of quick, fast movements, try to lift. And if you're landing down, make sure it's light. Need you to breathe. So it might mean your hops are not as explosive, but you're focusing on lifting your butt up. I'm trying to lower the feet slowly. Here for another breath or so. Again, you can always just be hanging out in your forward fold, getting into the hamstrings first. Once your feet are back on the mat, if they're lifted, take a pause here, grab opposite elbows, and just sway the spine side to side. Then we'll release the hands, walk the hands back to the top of the mat, to your left foot. Right hand will stay, left knee bends. We'll turn the chest, reach the left arm. There's a tendency in our twist to lift the butt here so that the twist is happening more in the hips. So keep your left hip down, twist from your spine. Stay here, or super slow transitions to a supported side plank, regular side plank, maybe even your wild thing. Good, so there's no rush. Feel the transition between your poses as if they're a pose on its own. Breathe. When we come out of the pose, just as slow as when we came into the pose. So placing left hand down, left foot at the back of the mat, next to the right. Plank pose, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale, lift the hips up, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Breathe through the nose, out through the mouth. Walk the hands to the back of your mat towards your feet. Bend the knees if you need. Dangle here. Relax your spine. Heel toeing the feet wider. Again, not rushing. And as slow as you can, start to bend the knees. Don't rush to bring the hips all the way down. Good. Bring your palms in prayer. Shoulders relax. Chest pushing forward, spine tall. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift your butt to the height of your knees. Pause here. So notice if your butt's too high or still too low, it's about the height of your knees. Push your elbows out a little more. Let your toes turn out if the knees turn out more. Good. Reach your arms forward. Super slow. Next time you inhale, start to stand up. So don't go faster than me. Don't go faster than me. Straighten the legs, straighten the spine. Reach your arms out. Breathe in. Reverse, coming back halfway. So bend your knees. Allow for an arch to remain in your spine. So it's kind of like a halfway lift spine here. Butt to the height of your knees. Arm is reaching forward. You can look down so there's no straining in the neck. Good. And then super slow. Palms in prayer. Bum comes back down towards the heels. Lift the chest up. Shoulders pull down. Breathe. So you can close your eyes and stay at the back of the mat. If you want to add hops again, hopping towards the top of the mat or coming to crow towards the top of the mat, do so slowly. So crow, palms come down, lean forward. Try not to pop the toes off the mat. Lift the toes super slowly and then bringing it back down. Hands go forward. Same thing if you're trying to do the hops. Again, just lifting the hips, trying to land it soft and light. Not rushing. If you're staying at the back of the mat, that's totally cool as well. I need you to focus on your breath. If you're making your way to the top, take your time. We all end in Malasana, either at the top or the back of the mat. I need you to take one more deep breath in. Sigh it out. Palms come down, lift the hips up. Shake out the legs. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, release your hands. Either walk your hands forward if you're at the back of the mat, or you can slowly walk your feet back if you're at the front. Plank pose, breathe in. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Up dog or cobra. Exhale, send the hips up, roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. All right, we'll float the right leg up when we breathe in. Bring your right knee slowly outside the right elbow. Oh, hi, Abby. Push the right knee into the outside of the right elbow. Is it down dog? Thank you. Hug that right knee in a little more. Push your right elbow out into the right knee, into inner right thigh. We're gonna lift the right leg back up on your next inhale. Again, don't rush it. Don't sweep the leg up super fast. We're gonna move slow. We're gonna bring the right foot outside the right hand. Bending the right knee. Got to come to your lizard. Hands can walk forward. Thank you, Abby. Elbows can come down if you like. Hug the right thigh in. Push your left heel back. Breathe. If you can, keep that left knee lifted instead of letting it rest onto the mat. If your elbows don't quite come to the mat, you can bring a few books under the elbows, or you can just stay on palms. Or this one I like more, elbows hover to wherever they might end up. And this builds strength in the shoulders as well. Or if you can lower all the way down, maybe you choose to lift it up partially. Good. Last 2 breaths. Last breath. Walk your hands back in. Your left hand's going to be at the left edge of your mat. Your right foot's going to stay at the right edge of your mat. Don't lift your butt too high. I want you to stay kind of a little bit lower, at least the height of your right knee. Your right arm will reach forward. Do not rush. Left hand, right foot pushes into the mat. Lean forward, pick up the back leg. Notice I'm not lifting my butt too high. So let's bring the left foot back down again. Right arm forward. So watch first, don't pop up. I want you to move slow. So leaning forward, push into your right foot and left hand. Notice, stay low, bend your left knee. You can sit down from here or bring your left leg forward through the right foot, left hand, and then slowly sit down. Okay, so sitting back on the mat, shake out the legs. Doing that slowly is definitely not easy. Now squeeze your legs together, arms reach forward. I'm gonna count down from 10 to lower all the way back. So take a deep breath in. Exhale around your spine. 10, 9, 8, breathe. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The head can come down. Arms reach overhead. Good. Point your toes. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Good. I want you to interlace your hands. Push your palms up to the ceiling. Still pointing your toes, pressing your heels down, pressing your butt down, pressing your thighs down. Breathe in, reach your arms overhead. And as you exhale, lift the right leg, bend the right knee. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring your hands onto your right thigh, pushing your right thigh with your hands. Your right thigh presses back into your palms. So a lot of times I teach this pose while we're standing, balancing on the left foot. But here, taking the balance out of the equation, I want you to focus just more on how the right hip crease, right quad, your lower belly, your core can work together to make your right leg push into your palms stronger. So instead of having your leg really close and your elbows bent, I want you to almost try to lock your elbows, lock your arms so that your legs can push a little harder. Breathe. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. Good, keep the leg there, reach your arms up and overhead. You can straighten out the right leg. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Good. Palms reach back up to the ceiling, but you're going to separate the hands. Like you're going to push the ceiling away with your palms separated. Good. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bend your elbows and your right knee and lift your head up at the same time. So I want you to bring your right knee to the back of your right elbow And push the right elbow into the right knee resists. Palms like you're holding up the ceiling. Go ahead and maybe float the left leg just a tiny bit. Go ahead, draw the lower belly in. Breathe. It's okay if your breath is a little shorter, more shallow here, but try not to hold your breath. Notice if your face is getting red. Go ahead, take one more inhale. And exhale, release your spine, release the right leg. Shake it out. Stretch out the arms, stretch out the lower belly, breathe in, sigh it out. Bend both your knees. Hug them in. Rock up to seated. And scooch near the top of your mat so we can reverse how we came into the pose. So left leg is forward, right foot to the right edge of the mat, left hand to the left edge of your mat. The pushing down comes from left hand, right foot, and you're going to engage your core to lift your hips. You can bend the left knee as well. The leg doesn't have to be straight. Right arm just reaches forward, kind of gets out of, move it out of the way. Press into the left hand, right foot, bend the left knee. Keep your bum not lifted too high, super slow. Don't kick the foot back. Let the foot go back gently and slowly. Good. Palms come down. Let's send the right leg all the way back as well. Come to plank, breathe in. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Press into the palms lightly. Let's find Cobra, engage your back body. Breathe in. And breathe out. 2 more, inhale. Try not to pop up. Lift slow, exhale. 1 more time, I want you to lift a little slower. Shoulders pull back. Bend the chest, ribs, belly starts to lift. And lower belly, ribs, and chest. Tabletop, lift up slowly. Do not pop up. Remember, you don't want to move faster than me. If you can, move slower than me. All right, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. From here, float your right leg up. Good. First option, if you need a break, keep it here. You can turn the hip open, point the right knee up to the sky. Second option, building a little bit of that core strength again. Slow motion as you come forward. Bring your right knee to the right elbow, ideally above the right elbow. And then you're going to inhale, lift it back up. So notice how slow you can move. You can repeat, just bring your right knee, right elbow on the exhale, send the leg back on the inhale. Or you keep it there, holding it static, just as we did when we're on our back. Lastly, if you have your one leg crow, make sure you come into it, if you can, sliding your back foot forward really slowly. So try not to rush in how you lift the back leg. Can you take 1 more breath? And don't drop the foot. Bring it down slowly. Send the right leg back. Shake out the legs. We're going to inhale to plank. Again, don't rush this. Lower all the way down. Untuck the toes. Reach your arms back. Good. Do not pop up. Lift slower than me. When you inhale, whatever you can lift up here, you will lift. And then as you exhale, you will slowly come down. Don't drop the body. 2 more. One more. The release is just as important as we're releasing slowly. Bring your hands next to your chest. Come to tabletop. Allow your hips to melt back. Take an inhale here. Sigh it out. Slide your palms in. Sit up on the heels. Go ahead, bring your thighs parallel. Hands can be slightly behind you. You can stay here, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your chest up. First option. Second option, you can lift the hips up, pushing to the shins. You can interlace the hands, tuck the tailbone a little bit, push your hips forward, lift your chest up. So not sinking into your low back. And even when we come into it, do so slowly. Don't think about dropping back. Think about lifting up. Super slow, straighten the spine. Release your arms. Let your hips come back down. Good, and take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Walk your hands forward. Downward facing dog. Breathe. We'll lift the left leg up when we breathe in. And as we exhale, bring the left knee outside the left elbow. Pause there. Grip into the tips of your fingers. Push your elbow and knee into each other. Your inner thighs should feel engaged, even the right inner thigh, as usually both inner thighs work together. Good. Press the floor away. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Breathe in nice and slow. Send the left leg all the way back up. And as you exhale, step the left foot next to the left hand. But from here, left knee is bent, 90 degrees. Walk your hands forward if you like. Just keep the back knee lifted. Grab your blocks or your books if you need. You can bring elbows downwards. Try not to let the left knee point out too much to the left side. Hug it in a little. Breathe. You're also welcome to try to hover your elbows. Pushing the right heel back, hugging the left thigh in. Elbows don't point out though, squeeze them in so your pecs work a little bit more, especially the pec minor. Just one more breath in. One more breath out. Bring your hands back in. Your right hand is at the right edge of your mat, left foot at the left edge. So we're going to eventually transition to sitting. Keeping your left knee bent or your left arm reaching forward. This first round, we're just going to try to lift the back foot without jumping into it, without lifting the hips too high. So lean forward, pick up the right foot. Notice where the height of your butt is. Bring your right foot all the way back. Good, so you should feel a lot of work in your left leg and in your right arm, but don't sink into your right arm. This time we're going to transition all the way through, but do so really slow. Again, lean forward, pick up the back leg, bend the right knee, bring it forward. Try to resist the urge to move fast here. Good, don't sink into the right shoulder. Right leg can go through, and then you will sit down. Straighten out your left leg. Shake it out. We'll lie back together, counting down from 10 again. Squeeze your legs, arms reach forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, round your spine, 10. Squeeze, 9, 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, halfway forward, 3, 2, and 1. Head can come down, arms reach forward, overhead. Stretch out your body, breathe in, let it go. Bend your left knee. You can hug it in for a moment and then release. So arms again, you're gonna interlace. Push your palms up to the ceiling. Then bring your arms overhead. Now you will start to bend your left knee again. You can flex, so point the left toes, take an inhale. And then exhale, arms start to reach up and bring it towards your left thigh. So again, if the knee is super close, you don't need it super close. So rather have your arms straight. And then from here, can you find your left psoas, left hip crease, Left lower abdomen, your quad, helping you press the leg into your palms. Your arms resist, locking it out. Good. So can you push into your leg? And the leg pushes back into your palms. Breathe. Try to relax your face and honestly push. Don't just pretend to push here. Can you take one more full breath, honestly pressing thigh and arm together, thigh and palm. Good, and then slowly release. Arms reach back up, overhead. We'll straighten the left leg slowly. You can release the arms. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Arms will reach up, separated this time. Palms facing the ceiling. Breathe in. As you exhale, elbows bend, left knee bends, spine lifts up slowly. And you're gonna connect left knee to left elbow. Good, push left knee, left elbow. Perhaps floating your right leg. Palms, imagine you're pushing the ceiling away. So basically this pose here right now is your one leg crow. Just taking it on our backs here so we're not focusing on the balancing issue. It's just how to engage the core here, how to press the knee into your arm. And this is the major point of support here. The left leg is not actually pushing into the arm. You're not going to support yourself in the pose. Good, slowly release. Extend the legs and the arms, breathe in. Sigh it out. All right, so let's try out that left hip and leg when we come into our one leg crow on the left side. So let's rock up first. You scooch back towards the top of the mat. Left foot at the left edge, right hand at the right edge. Right leg can be extended forward, it can be partially bent. Left arm reaching forward. Press down, lift your butt, stay low to the ground. Don't sink into the right shoulder, slow motion. Extend the right leg back. Remember, try not to move faster than me. Good. Palms come down. We'll step the left leg all the way back. Shake out the legs. We're gonna breathe into plank, nice and slow. Lower equally slow, down onto the belly. Untuck the toes. We're just gonna come into Cobra one time. Inhale, lift your chest. Engage your back. Exhale, slowly come down. Tuck your toes. Don't pop up. Use your knees if you need. Find your plank. And then your downward facing dog. So let's do one round here together with the left leg lifted. Again, you can stay here, you can open up the hips, stretching out the body instead. Otherwise, as you breathe out, slow motion, left knee to the left elbow. We'll send the leg back up, breathe in. And then one more, bringing the leg to the elbow. Stay here, or go back and forth super slow, or pushing elbow and knee. How slow can you lean forward? Drag your right foot forward a little bit. Lifting the leg. Breathe. And when you release the foot, try not to drop it. That left leg goes back. Nothing's quick about this. Shake out the legs. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Breathe into plank. Lower all the way down. Sweep your arms back. Good. So keeping your arms as they were, just separated, or you can interlace. If you're interlacing the hands, try not to rest your palms on your bum. Good. Super slow. Lift your chest, your face, your legs. And then equally slow, coming back down. I need you to do two more. Try to move slower than me. Lower slowly. Try not to rest your hands. One more. And releasing. Palms next to your chest. We're going to push into tabletop. Breathe in. Let your hips melt back. Breathe out. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Slowly sit up. Good. Sitting on the heels again. Shoulders pull back. Stay here. You can interlace your hands here. You can press into your fingertips. Lift your chest. You're welcome to keep your toes untucked or tucked while you do this. And last option, we're coming into camel. Try to move into it really slow. I don't often like to come into it from our heels, but I want you to really focus on hips pushing forward, chest lifting up, and make sure that you're not dumping into your low back. So keeping the legs super strong. Draw your shoulders back. Press the hip creases forward, moving in slow motion as you lift your heart up. Breathe. And equally slow to come out of the pose. Release the arms. Good. And from here, you can untuck the toes, place your feet off to the side, extend your legs out in front of you, shake it out. Feet at the top of the mat. Slowly lie down. I will not count this time. Just not rushing. And then reach your arms overhead again. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Take your Shavasana here. You can have your arms reach overhead, reaching out on your body, next to your body. Pause the video. Take a longer Shavasana. Surrendering to the mat. Closing the eyes. So I hope you really have paused the video and taking a longer Shavasana here. If not, please pause it. Otherwise, you're going to slowly come back. So start to move your fingers, your toes, turn your head. Stretch out the body again. Breathe in. Sigh it out. Bend your knees. Roll to your right or left side. Take your time as you push yourself back up. Find a comfortable seated position. Have your spine tall, shoulders soft, neck nice and long, eyes closed. Reconnecting with your breath. And hopefully that you were able to keep your breath slow for the last hour. And just notice the effects of your efforts. The effects of this slower movement, resisting the urge of rushing, the urge to move too quickly. And we will close with a sound of Om. Connect your palms in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in. Bow your head. Thank yourself for making the time for your own practice. And thank you for joining me today. Hope you were able to find some peace, love, gratitude. Take that with you off the mat. Share it with the people you interact with. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, comments, please don't hesitate. Comment below or send us a DM. Hope you enjoyed this practice and hope to practice again with you soon. Namaste. Thank you.